All right, folks, this is Sherman Ray in the Livin in Vegas podcast. Time to get this show started. Hey, and welcome everybody. This is Sherman Ray. This is the Livin in Vegas podcast. I want to welcome you all to the show on a fabulous Monday. It's going to be a wonderful week. I hope you've enjoyed the weekend. I know I personally did. It's pretty fun. Had a good weekend. I'll tell you something that happened this weekend it's never happened before, and I want to share that with you because it really was very fun. I've got to admit, there's very few things that I've not experienced in my life. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in my life, and it's very rare that you get a day like I had this weekend, and I want to share that with you. Opening up a couple of pages here in my Facebook feed and that kind of stuff. I want to welcome all the folks that are joining us on Facebook. If you were with us last week, you know that we actually have a new thing that we've got here. It's on over my shoulder here. It's the QR code to the show, so you can actually get there. It looks like we're having a real bad feed here on Facebook, though. So I'm going to hope everything works. If not, you can actually watch our Facebook feed or upload this, or we'll upload it on YouTube, and you can watch it on our website a little later today. Because it looks like we've got a really bad feed right here, so we'll just kind of record it right now. I won't even worry about it because it looks like things are just really screwing up. So for those of you, this might be the first time you're joining us on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray. I'm the publisher of Livin in Vegas magazine. It is out on the streets right now. And oh shoot, I forgot something. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change, because we actually have not only do we have Livin in Vegas magazine that's up right now, but we actually have the podcast. Excuse me, not the podcast, but Livin in Vegas, our Livin Weekly magazine, and it is up. I want to put there we go. I'm going to put see if that'll work right now. Yeah, I'm going to see if it'll work right now. Let's see if it works right now. There we go. All right. So that's Livin Weekly magazine, our weekly magazine. It is up. Go to our website at livinweekly.com. You can check that out. If you are on our mailing list, we'll actually mail that out to you, so you can check that out that way too. So that's very cool. And I want to apologize if you're watching us on Facebook or you're watching us, you're trying to watch us on the internet, because it can be kind of, especially if you're trying to watch us live, because it looks like we've got a real bad connection here today. Sometimes it happens sometimes. But we want to assure you that we are, it looks like something went really crazy. It looks like something went down today. So anyways, I just want to remind you that both the magazine and the website are up, and you can check that out. And once again, we will, I apologize for the feed. It will actually be up. We'll put it up on our website a little later. Oh my gosh. Looks like my, hang on one second. I'm going to pause everything here really quick because it looks like, and for those of you who are watching us on, so I'll be able to, that's very weird. Hang on a second. Okay, so what we'll do is we will work on that. Not right now. We'll work on it a little later. Okay. Anyways, so here, let's pay some bills here really quick, and then we'll be back with the show here. Here we go. Hi, everybody. It's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. That is very weird. So it looks like we've got a technical difficulties here with our internet service, so that's all right. We'll solve that, folks. But in the interim, it won't stop us from recording this great show that we've got going on here. Anyways, let's get started with the show, folks. We'll do maybe 15 minutes of the show or so this morning because there's a lot of stuff that happened, and we want to make sure we get to it. In the news, folks, probably the most important thing is UNLV had their commencement this weekend. They sure did. Over at UNLV, they had their commencement ceremonies, which were just incredibly important. That there was about 3,000 students that graduated from UNLV this weekend. They said they were from like 40 different states, 56 different countries or foreign countries, and some of them, and many of them, first in their families to graduate from UNLV. So we're very excited about that. The ages were about from 19 to 77 years of age. So it's very cool, that we actually have had a lot of people go to UNLV. And many of you know I'm a UNLV guy. I've been a UNLV guy from long time ago. And when I was going to UNLV, it was a much smaller campus, not nearly as big as what it is now. I was there in the early 80s, so been a little while ago. And so we're very excited that those kids were able to get out of UNLV, and now they're going to get out in the job market. The reality is going to set in. Matter of fact, one of the people that just got an honorary degree, that's Ann Margaret. Yeah, I know. Is she hot in this or what? So Ann Margaret, for those of you who don't know who Ann Margaret is, and you should, Ann Margaret was... she was the hottest thing during the 70s. There's no doubt about it. 60s, 70s. She was in Viva Las Vegas with Elvis Presley. You can see a picture of her with Elvis Presley. And she's just the hotness. Some of you idolized people growing up. For many of us, it was Ann Margaret. Yeah, Ann Margaret was the one because she was in a show called Bye Bye Birdie years ago. Bye Bye Birdie. Remember that? Bye Bye Birdie. I haven't sung that song in years. But she was in Bye Bye Birdie, Viva Las Vegas. She was in all kinds of movies. Always the hottest thing on the market. There's no doubt about it, Ann Margaret. So she got an honorary degree from UNLV. She calls UNLV her second home. So she's been here for many years, played here many years. We call her, she's as much Vegas as she is California. And so we just thank her for sharing all of her talents all those years, and can't wait to see more of her in the years coming up. Okay, we'll be right back. Wow, that's good coffee this morning. I didn't get to roast this morning, or this weekend, and just been kind of lazy. All right, so I'll make a real special announcement because we're gonna break, and you'll be able to check out the rest of this on our website at Livin over here. The other way, over here. All you gotta do is click on that link right there, this QR code. Just put your phone right up to it, folks, like that. Just put your phone up to it, and it will actually take you right to our website, and you can actually check out all the cool stuff we've got over at Livin in Vegas magazine, our website. So we're going to be changing up things a little bit more, just because there's so many things that we've got that we're working on, and we've got to phase things in. We're working on stuff, and I would explain it to you, but it just takes too long. But this weekend, personally, one of the things that happened to the wife and I is we actually officially, I know, I'm going to cry, we became empty nesters. Yeah, for like the fourth time. Yeah, I know. But I think this one's going to stick, okay? Because we basically told all of our kids you can't move back in for any reason. You've got places where you're staying at, you're all good, and you're not moving in, and none of the grandkids, nobody's moving in to the house. So this weekend was the first time in forever. I'll just say forever. That my wife and I have been alone. We invited a couple over, some of our best friends, Dave and Paula. I'll tell you more about them later. But we had an adult time, which was fun. We had a great time with as adults, and without it's kind of a good feeling. I got to tell you, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't feel guilty at all about being an empty nester and liking it. So it is what it is, and we want to thank our kids for understanding that we don't dislike them or we don't hate them. We love our kids, we really do. But time for them to go. Time to get on the street, get out on your own. Okay, so very excited about them being on their own and having their own time. So Mama and me can have some time together too. Anyways, there's really no need to break. Okay, so let's take one more break, and then we'll be back with the rest of the show. Hi everybody, it's Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast. Are you a business owner that's looking to get the word out about his product, service, or even just a great message out there? Well, we'd like to give you that opportunity by being a guest on Livin in Vegas podcast. It's super simple. All you've got to do is contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. That's advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll schedule you for an interview on Livin in Vegas podcast. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas podcast, where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, and the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, folks. And if you're a business owner, you'd like to be on the show, come on, folks. Just contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com, and we'll get you on the show. It's really very simple. We're working on more and more things for the show. I wish I could just spill everything to you, but I can't because there's so many things that are working with the show. But if you're a business owner and you want to be on the show, just contact us at advertising@livininvegas.com. You can be on the show. So there is a local league that has just started. It's a professional league. It's the 3-on-3 NHL hockey league. Yeah, I know, this is actually pretty cool. They're starting their league right. I think they're starting their league. Let me double check here, folks. Sorry, because we actually lost our internet connection, so a lot of our stuff we had is online. Wrong one. Okay. All right. So it's called 3 Ice. Okay, 3 Ice. It's a new 3-on-3 professional ice hockey league, and it's having its inaugural season at the Orleans Arena on Saturday, June 18th. So it's right around the corner. It's got playoffs. Championship will be on Saturday, August 20th. So be very cool. The game consists of 6 teams. Travel, compete, tournament, where each game consists of 2 8-minute halves on a full-size rink. So it's a big field. There's no doubt about it. Each team has 7 players, including goalie. And so they're going to be doing. It's going to be cool. It really is going to be cool. Fast paced, because you can imagine 3 guys playing against 3 guys as opposed to 5-on-5. It's going to be very fast paced. Probably a lot of scoring, and should be really fun to watch. It's called 3 Ice. We'll leave a link to it on our Facebook page. It's going to be on our website. I'm so sorry. On our website at livininvegas.com. And once again, you can actually see that if you just go to our website. And so I'm going to do this really. Oh, I keep doing the wrong hand. So right there is a QR code, take you right to our website. And I promise next time I'll actually move it up a little higher over here someplace where you can actually see that. Um, so we were talking about something happened this weekend, and many of you who've lived here in Vegas for many, many years know what it was. And it was the Eldorado days. I know, and some of you are watching it, you're new to the Valley, you're new to Las Vegas, you're new to Nevada. Um, Eldorado Day is actually the celebration of the birth of Las Vegas. That's right. Las Vegas was born in 1905 on Saturday. So it was, and what we used to have is we used to have Eldorado Days, which was a rodeo type thing and parades and everything else like that. Well, uh, for we did that for years. I mean, for years. I remember Eldorado Day celebrations for years growing up. That's been replaced with everything else. I don't know why. I mean, we still have it, but now they call it Nevada Day, and it's not Eldorado Day, and it just changed. It just changed dramatically, and so now it's been replaced with Nevada Day. Well, one company here in town, the Mob Museum, has actually put together a mural that celebrates the birth and the succession of Las Vegas, which is very cool. I mean, really, I think of anything that's been done over the years, that that's probably one of the best things that could happen. Is that they could actually put together a mural and an updated exhibit, outdoor mural, and it honors the city's early years, which is great. So May 15th, 1905 was actually the birth date of Las Vegas, and it's when the recently completed railroad began a 2-day auction of lots to create a town, and that town, it was actually downtown. So in downtown Las Vegas, that's when that's where Las Vegas actually was. The parcels that were parceled off were in the downtown area. And so, matter of fact, what we'll do is we'll leave, because we're going to be working on some things, some new concepts for living in Vegas. And I think that might be one of the things that we do, is we actually kind of work on something like that. So I think it's a good idea. And talk about the history of Las Vegas and where it's gone. Okay, so I mean, Vegas is a cool place. It's got deep roots, and if you've seen the progression of it and studied it like I have, you kind of go, oh my gosh, this is actually cool. There's actually a part of Las Vegas, and we'll get on with the rest of the show here in a second, but there's a part of Las Vegas called the Scotch 40s, or the Scotch 80s, excuse me. And the reason why they call it that is very interesting. And some people live in that area. They have no idea why it's even called that. And they know it's a cool area and it looks cool and the homes are very pretty and stuff like that. But they don't know why it was named for the Scotch 80s. And the reason why is because our first mayor of Las Vegas, his name is Buell, I believe it was, Buell. Don't quote me on that. But he was a showman, showboat guy. He was really kind of a showman, more than he was a politician. And he went, in the early days of Las Vegas, we were more of an agricultural town than we were a, casino destination, place like that. And there were 80 acres of land that the mayor, was trying to sell over in England to get people to come into Las Vegas and to settle Las Vegas. Thus, the Scotch 80s. Okay, because he was a Scotch guy. He was, he was Irish or Scottish, excuse me, and he was trying to sell this land in England, that area where a lot of Scottish people live. The Scotch 80s, so that kind of put that together, and that's why you have the Scotch 80s. Okay, so maybe we'll do a story. We'll do an extended thing on it. I love Vegas, folks. So I nerd out on it because there's so much cool stuff going on in Las Vegas. Let's talk about this. A really local team. Should we do that first? How much time do I have? Okay, we've got 10 minutes. So let's talk about the Cannes Film Festival. Yeah, it has nothing to do with Las Vegas, but it actually does. So the Cannes Film Festival. I'm sorry, that was an old picture of the Cannes Film Festival. This year's Cannes Film Festival, or Cannes, the Cannes Film Festival, um, will be the first time in 3 years. They missed 20, 21, 22 now, where they're actually full on face, huggy face, kissy face, in person Film Festival. The last one in 2021, they did the red carpet, but they weren't even allowed to kiss. So you can go like this, hello, and Hollywood types are just kissy face. So this year, they're actually, because the COVID restrictions have been dropped in many parts of the world, Cannes is going to be a lot more fun. It's going to be really more open. And we have a local presence there. That's right. We have Chaplain Dow, who was here. She was just here, Tamia Dow. She was just on the show last week. Yeah, Tamia Dow was on the show last week. She is in Cannes right now, even as we speak. And she is representing the state of Nevada, the city of Las Vegas, and her production company. She was asked to go there as a producer. Very, very nice. And we're very excited for her. And we've had other people go to Cannes before. I've got a friend named TJ. He went to Cannes. I think he was promoting one of his short films. But Tamia was asked to go there as a producer. Now, she's a producer, director, pirate, a pocket, she's all that. But she went there as a producer. Plus, they saw some of her work as a filmmaker, and they said, we want you to enter some of your stuff in there too. So we got to interview her last week, which is really great. We're actually going to put her story in this week's coming up Livin Weekly magazine. You get to see that, and I think you're going to dig that. I really do. I think you're really going to dig that. So there's always a connection. You ever notice that everything connects back to Las Vegas and some of the things that we do here? Let's talk about a scoundrel. Oh, this guy's a scoundrel. We've always, in Vegas, we always have people who are scoundrels. And this isn't any different. Local sales manager for, what was it, Findlay? Yeah. Acura on Cardinale Way, 7000 West Sahara. This guy's name is Michael Sims. Michael Sims. He's accused of embezzling money from the Cardinale Way Acura starting in 2020 to the tune of $250,000. Now, Mr. Sims, Michael Sims, claims that he had a gambling problem, and as a result of his gambling problem, he just couldn't help himself, and he got popped. He finally got popped. He would do stuff like say that he was taking a down payment for a car, take the cash from the people, and not deposit the cash. Or, I don't know how the guy got away with it. I mean, he really did. But he did it for a year, 2 years, and he was able to steal a lot of money. They fired him. The general manager finally fired him, and he claimed, I'm got a gambling problem, been at 7-Elevens too much, and whatever. But he finally got arrested, and when he did get arrested, it was because he got in a car wreck. So he got in a car wreck. They found out who he was, and now he's in jail, which is poor guy. Gambling's tough. It's a tough deal, and you've got to learn to kind of hold your water and be able to take care of yourself. But in a brighter story, we have a local gymnastics team here in Las Vegas, and they are doing it up. They really are. This is called the Salsianu Elite Gymnasts, and Their coach, Tammy Salciano, said that she has high hopes for her gymnastics teams. Four of them, folks, are going, or excuse me, five of the Valley's finest gymnasts are headed to the Nationals this weekend in Arizona. Okay, and this story actually came out a couple of days ago. We're going to find out what happened with them early. We're going to find out this week what happened with them. And many of them have just said, hey, look, we're so excited about, just living. But the cool thing about this is that we have never had this high caliber of gymnasts come out of Las Vegas. Now, I was a gymnast, and many of you, I know you're saying, well, Sherman, you're 6 foot tall. How could, well, it's because I'm not. No, I'm not 6 foot tall. I was a gymnast for years. I mean, years and years and years. I know you can tell, can't you? You can tell I was a gymnast. But it's always exciting to me. Track and field, UNLV, gymnastics, my game. Okay, my thing. So when I hear about a gymnastics team that is actually doing something, I'm very excited about it. When I was a kid, we had a lot of gymnasts that I hung out with. I did. Seriously, I was actually a gymnast. I taught gymnastics up until I was 18, 19 years of age. I taught gymnastics, and a lot of my friends were gymnasts, and we had the Junior Olympics here as a kid, and then it went really quiet. I mean, it went quiet for like 40 years. Now it's got a resurgence. It's not that we have never had gymnastics coaches or teams or anything like that. We've just never had that caliber of stuff. So we're very excited about the teams that are going out, and we're going to keep track of these guys because this is going to be very, very good. Also, we're keeping track of UNLV softball. UNLV softball, guess what, folks? That's right. I think we're the number 3 seed now. Yeah, I think we are. I think we're the number 3 seed in the postseason NICS championship. So the National Invitational Softball Championships held in Fort Collins, Colorado. They announced it Sunday. It's a 12-team postseason tournament. It runs the 20th through the 26th of May at TC Colorado Field. Top 4 seeds have a first round bye, which means Vegas, we got a bye for the double elimination tournament. Final 4 teams play in a championship series over the final 2 days. Come on. You know what? Folks, now, many of you know this already. We've been watching UNLV since whenever. I mean, forever we've been watching UNLV. And I'm so excited about our team. Okay, my team my school that I went to not only did we do good in the girls basketball, men's basketball, we've done great in tennis, golf, track and field. I got a great friend who's over at track and field for Vegas. But now, once again, we're in a tournament play, not only in gymnastics, but also in softball, which is great. If the Raiders had come through and if the Vegas Golden Knights come through, this would be a trifecta. It'd be like the best thing in the world, okay? But it is what it is. So congratulations, girls. Also, the Aviators won this weekend. They won big time. Remember, the Aviators played against the Salt Lake Bees, and they had like a 6-game homestand. They got blown out the first game. I mean, blown out. It was like 11-2. And we beat the Salt Lake Bees over the weekend 12-7, something like that. I think our series with them right now is pretty even. Let me double check here before we take off here, because I think you need to know this. Everybody needs to know this, right? So right now in our series with them, I think they're probably ahead in the series. I'll have to double check. But we beat them over the weekend 12-7, and just kicking butt, taking names, folks. We're just so excited. And we've got games coming up. So I would spend some more time. The Aces are going to be playing tomorrow. Okay, I want to make sure I get that in. The Aces are playing tomorrow, and you want to definitely check them out. Just so many cool things coming up. Um, Gosh, what else? So much. Anyways, if you'd like to catch up on us, you want to find out more about what we're doing in Livin in Vegas magazine, send me an email, info@livininvegas.com. It's info@livininvegas.com. And you can keep up with us and what we're doing and all that kind of stuff, okay? Anyways, folks, this is Sherman Ray. Once again, I want to apologize to our friends who are trying to watch us on Facebook and you weren't able to watch us, but you can actually get the but I'm hoping you're watching the replay of it right now. We'll actually post part of it on Facebook so you can actually watch it and be able to check it out, okay? But we'll see you again tomorrow for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast where we talk about the people, the places, the trends, the events that shape the city of Las Vegas. When you think of living in Vegas, think of living in local. I'm Sherman Ray for Livin in Vegas magazine, the podcast. We'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.